Hello fellow humans and welcome to American Adventure. My name is Jackie and today I talk about how I prepared for my K1 visa interview. So as soon as I knew that I am allowed to schedule my appointment and I knew when the interview was coming up, I began to prepare myself, but not like super crazy. I basically just wrote down when the interview is, where. I booked a hotel near the embassy. It was a Best Western hotel, so I would put the link of the hotel down in the description box. So if you are from Germany and you have to go to Frankfurt for the K1 visa, this hotel is really good, the staff is really nice, and also it is 10 minutes away from the embassy. Basically, you are at the hotel and you can see the embassy, you just have to walk around it because you're at the back of it. So I booked the hotel, I wrote down the date, of course, and the time. I think I watched some videos about experiences about the K1 visa interview, but I was still relaxed, and I think my main preparations were 1 to 2 weeks before of the interview. I would say probably 2 weeks before I really started to look more into it. I was talking about it with Tanner, so we were going through the questions and we were rechecking if my answers would be correct. I also overlooked the I-129F, so the first petition that your American fiancé has to apply for. But so I overlooked that again, so I refreshed my memory. Then I ordered my documents, but I was basically looking up what I would need to bring to my interview appointment, all that. So I looked through the information they gave me. They also give you a lot of information about domestic abuse, so I looked over that quickly. They will also give you an information about the domestic abuse on your interview date, or they at least did it to me, so they gave me a whole little flyer thing. I was just going through the checklist that they sent me basically, because it depends on your embassy, of course, what embassy is responsible for you, because it changes or varies from embassy to embassy. So there are some embassies where you have to bring all your documents on that day, but in Frankfurt you send it to them in advance, so they will look over it before you can appoint anything. And so you almost have to bring nothing to the date unless something is missing or they need something additional, more information. So I organized everything that I would need to bring with me. I think that's it. I think that's all I did to really prepare for the interview, because I tend to get panic or anxious fast. I was trying not to put my head too much into the interview, because I thought if I would do that I would just panic myself and that I would begin to think about all the things that could go wrong. And I went well with it, right? I got approved, and I think if your relationship is honest and comes from a loving place, you don't really have to prepare or practice too much, because you already know the answers. There may be some really deep questions where you maybe have to ask your fiancé, like what is this or what is that. But overall, most of the questions you should know if you're really a couple. But it's never wrong to look over the questions and really get yourself, a feeling for what would come to you. Don't obsess over it or about it, just relax. This also depends on you and how you feel and what would make you feel better. I think there are a lot of people that really practice those questions over and over and over again, because they get so nervous that they may forget otherwise, so do how you feel comfortable. I think I went through the questions 3 times, 1 time with Tanner and then 2 times alone, and then I was fine. I was like, okay, I don't need to practice this anymore. The only thing that I practiced was Tanner's address, because I couldn't get the postal code numbers into my head for some reason, probably because I panicked over it. But so I learned this address, which is necessary anyways because I will live there. Oh yeah, what I also did, I went into a Facebook group that is about K1 visas, and where people ask each other questions and help each other out. I was in that group active for I think maybe 1 or 2 weeks, and then this group didn't really help me. When I was asking a question in English, a lot of times people would answer me in foreign languages, like people would begin to talk Filipino or Thai under my question, and that was like frustrating to me. Nothing against those countries or those people, but so this group didn't really help me, and I felt good on my own. I met a really nice girl there from Germany that is already in America, who went through the process and got approved, and so I began to ask her questions and she helped me out, and that was enough for me. I think groups like that can help you, especially when you're in the beginning and you're maybe new to all of the materials and maybe you panic a little bit and you're on your own. It can give you support, and you can probably find people there that are from your country and you can write more privately with them. But overall, this group didn't really did anything for my or our personal visa process. I was in that group, but I just found a new friend there, that's all. So it didn't really help me, but it could maybe help you. So that's that. But other than that, I didn't really do much. Now looking back, I know how you feel if you were right before your interview, but don't put too much negative energy into it or just stress and panic and anxiety and worries, because it's really not worth it. It's all gonna be fine. It's not that hard. It is nerve-wracking, and I think a little nervousness is totally normal, and you can have that. That's okay. Don't panic, just relax. It's all gonna be fine. I wish you all the best, that you will have a successful interview and everything will be fine. That's how I prepared for my interview. So if you have any questions in particular, leave a comment and I will try to answer your questions. Just remember, I'm not a professional lawyer or something. I'm just a private person who did the process on her own with her fiancé. So if the questions get too complicated, I probably can't help you, but I will try to help with my experiences. If you had your interview appointment, let me know about your experiences and how you practice for it or prepared for it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Put on the bell so you never miss a video. If you don't know yet, if you're new here, every Wednesday I am posting a video about long distance relationships where I talk about anything that has something to do with the long distance relationships. I have a whole playlist where I have more videos, so you can check that out if you want. Yeah, see you next time. Bye.